intuition for me has been huge as part of my journey. I feel like within the last couple of years I've gotten in touch with it. I've always had it.
Yeah.
But like after the brain tumor was removed, it's like I had intuition on like steroids. It was just out of this world because it was on the right frontal lobe. So I had become very indecisive and I didn't understand why.
Yeah.
So and then with that, like from that point forward, I was able to really read it. Now it's not as like amplified, but for me, it's in my gut. So I feel it in my gut. And like, I won't do anything unless I tap into my intuition. And if it feels light, then I move forward with it. Even chemotherapy. If 1,000 doctors could say do it, and if my intuition was no, then I would not do it.
Right.
The only reason I continue to do it is because it's constantly a yes. I'm like, I don't know why. I'm not a pill person, but okay, you're saying yes, so let's do this. So for me, that's like how I've been really taking it on with whatever it is I do. You know, just like being in touch with what it feels right here. And if it's light, move forward. If it's heavy, step back. So that's been for me like really important in my life.
And being in that situation I was before, and there were so many times my intuition was screaming, leave. It was like, I feel it too, like it's heavy, my stomach would turn. I mean, I would even feel like this kind of like an orb around my ears, which is so weird. It was just like, I would feel like I was in a cloud. And I just thought it was like, I was always feeling disconnected from people because I was always so many people in the office. But I would literally feel like this, and then like everything would kind of get slower around me sometimes. But not all, like when it was really bad, that's really when it was like that. But that intuition, like how much I would ignore it because I had give my word to something, and that would, like, my word was stronger than my intuition is what I was started to
I definitely experienced that as well.
Yeah, like, well, I told them I would do that, so I have to do that, or I said I was gonna do that, I was gonna do that. Like, people are depending on me, so I gotta do that.
Or like they're gonna feel bad if I don't do what I said I was gonna do, or totally had that same experience.
Yeah, and it just was like all the time, and like, and even having the courage just to go, I'm out of here. You know, there was a situation where my stomach would turn every single time this particular person would come into the room, and I would go and complain, but nothing would happen. And instead of me going, I'm out of here, I don't know why this is happening, but I'm going to stand for me and leave, I would stay with it, and then I just blame them or whatever. And, you know, and then it turned out this person was a really bad person, like really bad. And it was, damn it, that was my intuition. And and so learning how to use that now as a tool, like that's going to a barbecue or going away party because my intuition was like, just don't go. You need to do this instead. What do I need? This is what you need. You don't need that. You need this. That's going to be fine. That's helped me like guide through so many, I've had to make some crazy decisions in my life for the last couple years, and using my intuition to guide me, way more easy.
Oh my God, seriously.
Way more fun
and
than my
so many
brain.
magical things have happened to you listening to your intuition.
Ridiculous. I haven't paid rent in 2 years. Like, hey, where am I going to go now? And it's like, oh, you should call this person. Okay, I'm going to call that person. And boom, 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 boom. I have a place to stay for 3 months or 2 months or, whatever. It's just the most ridiculous. I mean, this whole thing is came from my intuition.
Yeah.
Like, even trying to avoid it. Again, it was one of those, okay, I had this dream, because I a lot of my stuff comes in through dreams, too.
Me too, yeah.
Clairvoyant through dreams. And I had this dream 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago now, that I was going to be leading self-love programs. And I called you and was like, no. I still remember where I was walking, everything. La Jolla Shores, on the beach, the boardwalk. I was walking, and I was like, I don't know, Marissa, I had this crazy dream last night, and I was leading self-love programs, and at the time I was a little disconnected from self-love or from programs. Like, I don't want to be responsible for someone's, transformation or whatever. I don't want to do that. It's too much. And I just remember thinking, hell to the no. And within a year, I'm on stage emceeing a self-love event I was part of the team that created it, and it was a lot inspired by like what I was going through. And I was on stage, and that moment happened literally from my dream, and it was like, wow, what just happened here? And it was just that and you never know when it's going to show up. You never know what's going to, why it's going to guide you. But it was like, wow, had I just gone, wow, I guess I'm going to have a self-love program. It might have been a little easier, but I resisted for about 9 or 10 months.
Yep.
But the universe is like, but honey, no, you're going to. And like, kind of like got me into it without me getting into it. And now that I know how to use it in my business and in my life, I just go with it. Dating, the hottie, it's heavy. Nope, not sorry. The one that's, and the other one, I'm like, I don't know why I like you, but I'm going to go out with you. And then it's like, magic. Like, what? Like, it's crazy. So it's a lot more fun, too. I love it.
Yeah, it really, leads us so much more than we can possibly imagine, right? And it was hard for me to listen to my intuition. I think I naturally had it, and then all of a sudden it was like, no, but that's not logical. Yeah. Why should I trust this? No, I shouldn't do that, or I should be nice, or I should, whatever, all those conversations that we have, that the way we're supposed to be have us ignore our intuition. Yeah. And our intuition is not loud, and it's not emotional. It's like, by the way, think about this. Yeah. Right? And you're like, wait a second. But then you have your emotional side that's like, no, don't do it, And so it's like, how do I listen to that little emotionless voice that's just a reminder, oh, well, you should just not go, or you should just not do this, Yeah. And it's that contrast. And I always tell people, my intuition never has an emotion. It's never an emotion. It's either light or heavy, or it's just a knowing, you should just go do this, or a communication of some sort, go do this, or I see something and I'm like, oh, I'm drawn to that, But it's never full of emotion. Yeah. No. Ever.
And it's funny because you say the emotion part, because there's been times where I've really wanted to go to, a party or whatever. And the way I'm feeling is no. Nope. And I'll cry because of it, because I'm I really want to go. But it's a no. So I'm just going to I'm going to go with my gut. Yeah. As opposed to forcing myself to go somewhere, and who knows what it's about.
And things will happen. Yeah. I've gone to things, even though even a fun party or whatever, and then it's just horrible. Or there's a fight, or there's an accident. I should have gone. Freaking see, I would still be talking to that person.
I knew
if I didn't go.
That has happened to me as well.
Me too.
Same thing.
It's shoot.
I ignored it, and then it did not turn out to my advantage. Yeah.
And you're and then you have that knowing. Yeah. You're just I knew it.
And it takes practice.
Yeah. Oh,
it takes practice 100%. To trust it, and to bring awareness to it.
Awareness.
And,
I was gonna just say awareness is
use
huge.
it over and over again, and follow and think about it and listen, and eventually it gets easier. It is definitely a hard thing to do, but
my biggest thing now is I'm very clear, and I'm very clear. This is how I know it's my intuition versus some other thought. It's the very first thing that pops into my head.
Yeah,
totally.
Very first thing. Yep. Anything right after it, it's a but, or don't do it.
Logical brain.
It's my brain getting involved, trying to talk me out of it. But if it says you need to call that person, you call that person.
Yep.
That's just what I need to do. You just call that person. It's I don't know why I'm calling you. And I've done that before. Hey, I don't know why I'm calling you, but.
Yeah, no, I know. I just did that today. I was messaging my friend. I'm I don't know.
Totally.
Something you popped up in my head.
I had a dream about my brother and his wife one night, and I was okay, you need to send him a message, and it was exactly what they needed to hear that next day, and it's just funny, but these things happen, and the more you follow those little breadcrumbs, the more you find that you're getting messages and feeling things and experiencing things more than you think. Just those little hints of call that person, text that person, reach out to that person. All those things start to follow them, and you can start to see what happens, which is awesome. It's super fun.
Yeah,
so much more fun.